Meet Ethan. He followed every rule the traditional system laid out. He was a meticulous student, earned his degree, and secured a 9 to 5. But even with a steady paycheck, he's barely staying level. He's navigating a landscape of student debt and rising inflation, while the rapid advancement of AI makes his current job description feel increasingly fragile. This chart shows the collapse of a long-standing economic promise. For decades, the formula was simple. A degree plus hard work equaled financial security. Today, the cost of living and the accumulation of debt are surging at a rate that is quickly surpassing the earning power of a standard corporate salary. Now, consider someone like Mason. He bypassed the degree entirely. Instead of chasing a GPA, he spent his time acquiring the specific skills the internet economy actively competes for. Today, he earns over $15,000 a month as an independent operator with no debt and no corporate oversight. These high-earning independent workers are becoming more common every year. This shift suggests that the labor market is beginning to prioritize specialized digital output over the cumulative years someone spent in a classroom. Of course, for licensed professions like medicine, law, or civil engineering, the traditional academic path remains the only way to build the necessary foundation of trust and safety. But for the rest of the professional world, the definition of value has moved. If your goal is location independence and high income, clearly following a career strategy designed for the 1990s is essentially playing a game that has already ended. This new archetype of worker is the digital builder. They don't view themselves as employees selling their time for a fixed rate. Instead, they operate as lean businesses that use digital tools to solve expensive problems for other companies. Traditional education is built on the idea of being well-rounded. If you're weak in math, you're told to study more math. If you're a poor writer, you're given more writing assignments. The goal is to spend years fixing your natural weaknesses until you reach a baseline level of average competency. In a globalized digital market, being average at everything makes you easily replaceable. The highest financial returns flow to those who ignore their weaknesses and focus entirely on their natural advantages, whether that's as a creative, as an analyst, or an organizer. Businesses no longer pay a premium for a broad, generalized resume. In an era of tightening margins, they allocate capital toward individuals who can deliver a specific, high-impact result. This list represents the high-leverage skills currently in demand: AI automation, video editing, brand strategy, and funnel building. These skills command high prices because they are the direct mechanisms that help a company grow its revenue, save operational time, or eliminate recurring costs. Mastering just one of these outcome-driven skills is more valuable than having a dozen average ones. It is the most direct path to earning $10,000 a month outside of a corporate structure. The biggest obstacle for most people is the learning trap. Beginners often spend months or years consuming courses and watching tutorials without ever putting their skills to work for a paying client. Real growth requires an execution loop of 4 nodes: sell, deliver, improve, and repeat. Forcing the sell and deliver phases creates real-world repetition, building competence fast. Every iteration makes you efficient. You provide the same result with less friction, increasing your market value. Modern AI tools act as a force multiplier within this loop. They allow a single person to automate drafting, research, and production tasks that used to require a full team, which significantly compresses the time it takes to move from an idea to a finished product. By combining this execution loop with AI tools, a single builder can now handle the workload of an entire agency. This allows the individual to keep the full profit margin rather than splitting it across a corporate payroll. Beyond technical skill, there is a final factor that determines how much you can earn: positioning. This is the difference between being viewed as a replaceable laborer and a valuable partner. A typical freelancer says, "I edit videos." This frames their work as a commodity task, which forces them to compete on price against thousands of other editors. A digital builder with the same skill says, "I create content systems that help brands acquire customers." By framing the work around a specific business outcome, the value of the service changes immediately. This chart shows the relationship between positioning and pricing. The closer you get to delivering a tangible business outcome, the higher your potential income becomes. You are no longer being paid for your time, but for the value of the result you produce. Once you have mastered a skill and learned to position it, you can reach the highest level of leverage, building a personal brand. In a global economy where anyone can claim to have a skill, capital flows toward the people who are visible and trusted. Being a visible expert allows you to attract opportunities rather than chasing them. The evidence shows that the path to financial autonomy is moving away from traditional credentials. For those who prioritize outcome-based skills and build their own leverage, the opportunity to secure a $10,000 a month income is no longer a matter of corporate permission, but of personal execution.